Let me talk to you honestly about something that is getting louder again. War. Not the politics of it, not who is right and who is wrong. Something more personal, what it would actually mean for you, the person watching this. So let me start where you actually are. You're already struggling. I know that. Life is already hard. You get up, you work, you carry things that nobody sees. You have already done more than anyone had the right to ask of you. You did what society told you to do. You followed the rules. You studied, you worked, you paid, you contributed. You built a life out of the effort that society demanded, and you did it. So here is the question that nobody asked out loud. If same society that asked you to do all of that now ask you to go and die, do you owe it that too? I want you to sit with that question because it is a different kind of asking. Everything else society asked of you was effort, time, work, sacrifice of comfort, things you could give and still wake up the next morning. War isn't that. War asks you the one thing that can be given and recovered, your life, the actual end of you. And we use that same word, sacrifice, for both. As if giving you weekend and give you your existence were the same category of thing. They aren't. So let me ask the hardest question directly. Is there anything actually worth dying for? And I don't mean fighting for in figurative sense, working hard for, struggling for, giving your effort for. I mean literally dying, giving your life, giving your own life and not getting it back. Because the honest answer is that the list is very short, shorter than the people who benefit from war want you believe. The person you love, in immediate danger in front of you, maybe. Your children, most people would say yes, but an abstraction, a flag, a border drawn by men who will never stand where you stand. A cause that sounds novel in a speech given by someone who isn't going to die for it. There is a different thing, and history is full of young people who give their own life for an abstraction that all men who send them forget about with a generation. Now let me give you the way I actually think about this. Think about everything you have built, every skill you learned, every relationship you formed, every hard thing you survived, every small victory, every lesson that cost you something out of it. The entire accumulation, your existence up to this moment when you die, all of that goes with you, not passed on, not transferred, gone. It is like playing a long game, hours and hours of process, building something piece by piece, and then someone walks over and turns off the power. Everything you built is just gone. Not because you lost, because the game ended before you were finished playing it. That is what dying in war is. Switching off everything you build for a reason that usually belongs to someone else, and frees the part that should disturb you most. Why are we talking about war right now? Look around. We aren't starving. This isn't a world where people fight over the last field of grain to keep their children alive. We have food. We have more food than we can eat. We have electricity. We have warm homes. We have comfort that kings a few centuries ago couldn't even imagine it. And yet, there is an air of war again. You can feel it. In the news, in the language, in the slow normalization of the idea that it might happen, that it might be necessary. And you should ask yourself a very simple question. If we have everything we need, why? Why is the air of war a return in a time of plenty? Because a war in time of plenty is never about survival. It is about power. It is about resources that someone already wealthy wants more of. It is about men in rooms making calculations that will be paid by people like you, with lives like yours. The people who decide on war are almost never the people who die in it. That has been true for almost all of human history and is still true now. So I'm not going to tell you what to believe. That isn't what this channel does. But I'm going to ask you to think clearly about the one thing that is actually yours, your life. That accumulation of everything you have built and survived before anyone, a government, a leader, a flag, a speech, ask you to switch it off for a reason that they would never switch off their own life. Be suspicious of anyone who talks easily about your sacrifice, especially if they aren't planning to make it themselves. Your life isn't an abstraction. It is the only one you get. And that is worth thinking about carefully before the air gets any louder.